Finally doing the camera review. So I've had my Canon M100 for about 3 months now. Or was it 2.5? And today I'm going to be giving you guys my Canon M100 hands-on review. Finally, the video that I've been teasing for like months now is finally here. But let me start off with a little backstory first on how I actually got the camera. By the way, the video that you're watching right now, it's all recorded on this camera. Except for the B-roll off the camera, I mean... This camera is so good. It's not my first camera, but it's my first mirrorless camera, and I have to say that this camera's video and photo quality is just so good for the price. So the specs, I'm not a camera expert by the way, but according to Canon's website, it's a 24 megapixel sensor with dual pixel autofocus. It can shoot up to 6 frames per second and supports video recording of up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. My favorite part of this camera is really the detachable lens and the 180-degree tilting touchscreen. I just find that it comes in handy so often. It was actually a key element that I was looking for when I was actually deciding to purchase this camera. So now I'm going to be dividing the review into 2 segments, one focusing on photo and the other focusing on video, because quite frankly the camera does both really well. And keep in mind, this is with reference to the 15 to 45mm kit lens. So for photo, so when it comes to photography, I'm not an expert with this camera. I'm not too ambitious with it. I played around with like exposure, shutter speed, aperture, etc. But for the most part, when I'm shooting with this camera, I shoot in automatic with the exposure just slightly increased. But I will say this, photo quality is great for this price point. It's nothing stunning, you know, but the quality is definitely good for someone who's a beginner and someone who just wants good pictures. Focus is also a big part of why this camera is so good, because let me tell you, the autofocus on this camera is just on point. It's just snappy and on point, as well as the colors that it produces. That's also a very big plus. Overall, I have to say that photo quality wise, it's a really good camera, and if you still have some doubts, check out my photography page at Shamar Shots, because all the pictures that I've taken on that account are straight from this camera with, you know, a little bit of editing here and there. But from what I've been showing on the page, it's clear to see that, you know, the camera has really good photo quality. So for photos, I'm going to rate it a 7 out of 10. Now on to video. I have to say, when it comes to video, I'm in love with this camera. I love the quality and how it handles 60 frames per second. This is not a 4K camera, by the way, guys. It's a 1080p camera, but I'm absolutely fine with that quality. And I have no problem with it, because even in post-production, you can always adjust and do some fine-tuning and whatever you need to do to the video to make it better. The focus, again, it's so fast and reliable on this camera, to be honest. When it comes to focus, it's one of my favorite things about the camera. It and the tilting touchscreen, as I said earlier, it just makes filming the videos that I want to create so much easier and more convenient. Yeah, sometimes I find myself like literally just taking it up out of idleness and just like playing around with it, having it in vlog style, kind of with the tilting touchscreen all the way up, and you know, it's just something fun that I like picking up and playing around with. And that's probably also because of the compact size of it. It's not a big camera, but it's also not the tiniest camera ever, especially with the detachable lens. That adds to its overall weight and size. But I have to say, overall, I'm okay with it. I have the carrying case and I carry it around in there, especially when I'm leaving my house. Whenever I'm leaving my house, I carry this camera in the camera case. And I actually filmed an unboxing of all the different accessories and stuff that came in the camera kit 3 months after getting the camera. But I filmed it for you guys, so if you guys want to see what actually comes in the camera kit, then just keep watching. But if you don't want to see that, you can always just skip ahead to this timestamp for my more summarized and final thoughts. Whew. Alright, so this is a cleaner. Yeah, it's a cleaner pack that came with the kit. I also got a UV lens filter. This is a camera bag that it may look like a lunch kit, but I promise you it's a camera bag. And when you open it up, you can actually tell that it's definitely a camera bag. Here I have the strap. Here's a little tripod that I was talking about, guys. It comes in handy often. It actually really does. I have like 3 tripods in total now. There's this thing that came with it, not even sure why it's here. I don't use it. This is a lens hood that I've actually bought separate. I bought this separately. And another thing I bought separately was an extra battery. And guys, when I tell you, this is one of the best purchases I've ever made, because the battery that comes with the camera, the stock battery that comes with the camera, it doesn't last very long. It came with these like cloths to wipe off the camera, you know, the usual. Take a look at the side here. I keep my storage devices. Another thing that the camera came with is this. It's a card reader, my battery, charger. I have the lens. It is a 15 to 45 millimeter lens, and this is the kit lens that comes with the Canon M100. Here we go. And then we have the main course, the actual camera body. Let me just move this to the side. Oh, a part of the cleaning kit. A part of the cleaning kit, it came with some screen protectors. And yeah, this is one of the screen protectors that are on it. So here's the bottom. You can tell that I've been screwing it on to the tripods. This is where you open up the battery. Yeah, so this is the other battery that I was talking about. This is the stock battery that comes with it. But yeah, this is what came in the pack. So in conclusion, this camera is great. I 10 out of 10 recommend it. If you're a beginner and you want a camera to start out with for photo or for video, I 10 out of 10 recommend getting this camera. Or don't. I don't know. I realized I waited until the end of the video to actually tell you guys about the price. So I bought this camera kit for around $370 US, thereabout. And with all the different items that I got in the camera kit, as you guys would have seen in the unboxing, it's definitely a steal. I'm not sure what the price is right now, but you guys, the link will of course be in the description, so you guys can always check that out and see what the price is now and if it's in your budget range. But other than that, that's it really. As I said, the entire sit down portion of this video has been filmed on this camera. As you can see, it's right there. The camera quality looks good. Look at the autofocus. Wait, look at that. Look at that. Legit. So the Canon M100, 10 out of 10 recommend. Thank you guys for watching. Shamar Crossfield. It definitely wasn't like an overnight purchase. So I was actually searching for a camera for about 4 months prior to actually settling on this camera. At first I wanted a DSLR, but all the ones that were reasonably priced already got sold off, so I just did it. Then I started looking at other alternatives and ultimately just decided to keep my options open, you know, not just settle on DSLRs. Last time I had a job and I was getting a good amount of pay, so I was willing to actually put that money towards getting the camera. I also entered like a number of giveaways, like a shameful amount of giveaways. And there were some other competitions that I entered that were giving away cash prizes. Like I would literally put my time and effort into these competitions in hopes that I would actually win the prize money. But sadly, I never win none of the competition them, and I'm sure as heck never win none of the giveaways. So I kind of just kept rocking it with my phone as my main camera. But the thing is that the videos that I wanted to produce here on YouTube were very limited with the cameras and with the phone camera, and I couldn't carry out the video ideas that I had with my phone as the only camera. So I was persistent. Finally settled with this Canon M100 after months of scouring the deepest parts of Google and watching reviews and comparisons on this camera, as well as just carefully monitoring the price on Amazon. I wanted the camera kit, you know, the one that come with the camera lens, tripod, camera bag, all of them things, all the works. So that's what I was carefully monitoring. And after months of asking around, saving up money and funds, and asking family members for contributions, finally I was able to purchase the camera in November because my family believes in the things that I want to do with this camera. So I was able to purchase it, and when I did that, a family member that was coming to Jamaica was able to carry it for me, and that's how I ended up getting it in January. So that's a little backstory of the camera, and now for the actual review. But let me change this battery first.